if you're only able to container garden, then this is a really good option if you want to grow sunflowers.
I was picking the blueberries really quick because there's only like 3 of them on there. And I started to hear what I thought was a round of applause behind me. I didn't even get a chance to close the gate. There's hornworms, and then there's also these. These are army worms. One thing I want to show you guys is I got this. I bought it to use for the garden things. Well, this got chaotic very quickly. I'm pretty sure there's probably more cucumbers in here. I don't really want to look for them though, because I don't want to find them. Thunder was pretty intense where we were. Intense. We don't camp in tents. Hey there, I'm Crystal. Welcome. We live in Connecticut if you're new here, and I'm out in the garden today. We just got back from a camping trip over the weekend, and we had gotten a lot of rain. I harvested a bunch of our tomatoes that were almost ripe, not quite ripe, because I didn't want them to crack. And I'm checking my bear here, and it looks like we got about an inch of rain last night. And then my husband and I, we went out into the woods today. We went out way back, like against our property line, and we found some black raspberries, and there's a lot more of them out there. I'm a little overwhelmed because there's a lot of things growing. I came out here just now and I see that we have eggplants. A lot of our tomatoes are ripening. We have bell peppers and hot peppers, tons of cucumbers, winter squash, and some of our pumpkins are starting to turn orange. Tons of pumpkins. I'm so excited for pumpkins. My countertop in my kitchen is starting to get a little chaotic with all of the things that I've been harvesting every day, but it's a good problem to have. Before we left for our camping trip, I had to count up like 16 jars of pickles. Here's our teddy bear sunflower. If you love container gardening or are only able to do container gardening, this is a really good variety to do that with because they're in a 3 to 5 gallon pot, and I have 2 plants growing in here, and the bees love them, and they're just beautiful. If you're only able to container garden, then this is a really good option if you want to grow sunflowers. Oh no, got a worm here. Stupid. I don't think that plant will come back from that. I'm gonna have to cut that out so it doesn't go anywhere else. They're awful. This has a couple worms on it. I'm gonna go give that to the chickens. I'm gonna cut this one too. This is a broccoli plant that's pretty much done. So we're just gonna cut it out of here. Hi chickens. I was already out here giving them snacks. Hi ladies. You want some more snacks? I got worms. Nothing really ever goes to waste. I never feel bad if I throw anything to them because they in turn give us eggs. Look at this. This is so tall. We can't figure out how high it is, but it's loaded with sunflower buds, and it's a tiger's eye. I have the variety listed somewhere, but this thing is huge. I thought they were a dwarf-sized sunflower. I have to read the seed packet again if I still have it, because this is not that. They're so tall. And then we have the mammoth ones, which I expect to be tall. These are ice cream sunflowers. And then there's a chocolate cherry sunflower there that's starting to open, it looks like. And there's another one in here. I'm not sure which that one is, but the bees love it. We have teddy bear sunflowers in here. They're one of my favorites. These are sunspot sunflowers. Crazy sunflower bed. I also have pumpkins growing in between. See a pumpkin growing in there. Is it starting to rain? You've got to be kidding me. Look at how awful my strawberry bed looks. It's full of weeds, tomatoes. It's just insane. I think the rain is slowing down. I've got another pumpkin plant. I always start the pumpkins like in a container, and then I transplant them to the outside of a bed. I let them vine along the ground on the outside of the bed. And that works out really well. We've had pretty good success with pumpkins that way. All right, I think that's it. I got to get some stuff done and harvest some things. We'll start with harvesting the beans. Got the purple potted pole beans here, and the clouds are looking a little not great. They look like we're about to get some thunderstorms or something. I don't know. But I'm going to stay out here as long as I am able to because it actually feels much cooler right now than it has. So we will keep going. So I'm standing here. I was picking the blueberries really quick because there's only like 3 of them on there. And I started to hear what I thought was a round of applause behind me. It was getting louder. And I'm like, wait, is that rain? And it was. I didn't even get a chance to close the gate. It's supposed to stop in a couple minutes. It was pouring rain, huge drops of rain. Now it's blue sky, you can't even tell. You can see that's the backside of what just passed over us. And we got about a 1/4 inch of rain in the past 5 minutes. So back to what I was doing, I'm gonna go finish harvesting the green beans. The garden just looks happier after the rain. There's a little bird in there. Just looks so happy. The sun's shining. It's a little more humid than it was before. Back to green beans. I even left some green beans on a rock here. Oh, it's all wet under here though. Tender green improved bush garden bean from Ferrymore's. Provider bush snap beans from Fruition Seeds. Oh, this kale plant looks loaded with worms. Yep, I'm just gonna give that whole thing to the chickens. It's just completely loaded. I usually just use it anyway for the chickens. Actually, I'm just gonna cut it way back, except for these very small leaves. We'll see what those do. I'll give those to the chickens. Those are the Royal Burgundy bean from MIgardener. Honey drop cherry tomatoes from Hudson Valley Seed Company. All of the rain made them split. More things for the chickens. Look at all those honey drop cherry tomatoes. For me, the black cherry tomatoes always crack. I just have a history of them pretty much exploding on the vine. So far, they seem to be doing better this year. And we have pink bumblebee cherry tomatoes from Baker Creek that aren't 100% ripe yet, but I'm picking them now. And yet another plant for the chickens. This is another broccoli plant that I've already harvested the broccoli off of timber. So many worms on it. To see what they do to these plants after. So the other one I threw in here pretty much looks like this one. And as you can see, completely stripped. There's another one. Oh boy. Quick kiwi berry check. It's still in there. Waiting. It's a little bit bigger than the last time, I think. And the other one is just above it. Hopefully we'll get to try those soon. And these are our San Marzano tomatoes from MIgardener. And the beautiful Bonny Best from Baker Creek. Perfect tomato. I love this variety. I think I'm gonna leave the Opalkas on there for now. We'll grab that Crimson Giant from MIgardener. This is a Mountain Princess tomato plant that looks like crap. So I'm gonna take the tomatoes off of it and then cut it out of here. I usually cut the plant so that the roots break down in the soil and the worms really like it. Upstate Oxheart tomato from Hudson Valley Seed Company. And a triple crop from MIgardener. I have more of these on the other side of the garden. I can't wait to see what those look like. This is my first year growing them and I'm pretty impressed with them. A small Dr. Wyche's tomato from Baker Creek. It's already been enjoyed by something else. That'll go to the chickens. This subarctic plenty tomato from MIgardener also looks like crap. So I'm going to harvest the tomatoes off of it and then cut the plant out. There's hornworms and then there's also these. These are army worms and they will also eat your tomato plant. So if you see these, take these off too. And if you have chickens, you can feed them to chickens. Just don't feed your chickens the tomato plants. Beefsteak tomatoes from Homegrown Seeds in 2021. Alright, I think this half of the garden is done. Check the tomatoes over here, and then we'll move on to the cucumbers and the peppers. I have a zucchini plant, a new one growing in this container here. This tomato bed, there are no rules. I just threw tomatoes in here, no trellising plans. So they're falling over, which is fine. I love direct sowing seeds in the summertime. Look how fast these bush beans are growing. These are Provider garden beans from Burpee that I started on July 23rd and it's August 13th. They're going to be showing flowers pretty soon. And then I have peas over here where I had zucchini growing that did not do well, and more bush beans, and we threw this handy panel up for the peas. Here is another triple crop from MIgardener. Look at that. I really like this variety. Over here I have a early prolific straight neck squash from Baker Creek. Looks like I have a couple of them to harvest. I think that's it for this harvest basket. One thing I want to show you guys is I got this. It's a wash basin with a drain. I bought it to use for the garden things and I really like it. It's made by Joseph and I got it on Wayfair. I found it on Amazon, so I will link it down below in the description if you're interested in it. It's got two handles and I can use it to harvest and then rinse everything out in here too. These are Market More cucumbers from Dollar Tree. And we have all kinds of cucumbers. I don't even know what the varieties are anymore because it's all tangled up in here now, but I will have them all listed in the description. Well, this got chaotic very quickly. Oh no, there's another one. How am I missing these? These are the Dollar Tree cucumbers. Pretty impressed with those. I'm pretty sure there's probably more cucumbers in here. I don't really want to look for them though, because I don't want to find them. So we're just gonna walk away. We'll check back later. Poblano peppers from Baker Creek. There are literally too many peppers to harvest and I don't have enough baskets. So I have even more over here. I have to make room not only in my kitchen, but in my harvest baskets. I did not expect to harvest this many cucumbers like that. This was not in the plan today. And there's these California Wonder Bell peppers. Do I look like it's humid outside? Because it is. It's so humid. Oh my god. This is what we harvested today. It was a little bit more than I had expected, and I didn't even get everything. I will probably be back out here tomorrow. We're supposed to get rain on Tuesday, but who knows if we actually will, because they forecasted hail, which we may have gotten hail here. I don't know, we weren't here, but the campground that we were at wasn't far from here, and the thunder was pretty intense where we were. Intense. We don't camp in tents. We will be back out here tomorrow. So that'll do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye!